Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking. It means a lot to you guys. Keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. We're back with our only second power rankings of the season. Of course, we did our preseason power rankings for first episode, and we had a little mistake go on. I'm not going to say whose fault it was. It may have been mine, but it kind of passed us by. The second week. But you know what? Honestly, I don't think that power rankings would have been very informed, considering that we hadn't seen the second episode and all the important content we got in that episode. So, I mean, if there was an episode to miss, I feel like it kind of was the perfect one to miss. But since we've gotten the second episode, we've really gotten to fill in the edit for this green and purple tribes. I mean, I feel like I know everyone on the cast except for Heidi and Josh is his name. But besides those two, I do generally feel like we've gotten pretty great edits for everyone else. And so what I'm looking at here with this cast is you have a few people who obviously are next in the block. Like I'm looking at 2 to 4 people. Then there's a few people who are big threats but aren't on the block. And then there's your people who are on top of their tribes. What do you guys think so far of the season? Obviously, it's been hyped up to hell, So like obviously, production thinks that they have a great season in store. So far, it kind of has proven to be such. What do you guys think?
I mean, I still think it's a little too early to tell. Honestly, we're only at episode 2 right now, but it's good. It's been good so far, so I'll give it that. I haven't disliked any of the 2 episodes that have come out. So
true. I mean, obviously, it's only 2 episodes, but I mean, is there a fantastic season that you can think of that had a bad first 2 episodes?
I mean, not off the top of my head.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I mean, usually if a season is going to be how they're hyping it up, you would see something in the first 2 episodes. What do you think, Underdog?
I mean, I feel like episode 2 was kind of mid, but It wasn't bad. There's been nothing that's been actively bad, and there have been a few really good moments, especially in episode 1. I mean, not every episode is going to be amazing. So I think the jury is still out.
So you like episode 1 more than episode 2? Does that come down to the time that we just had more time with the contestants? Was it the tribal that you thought was bad in episode 2? What was the down point?
Yeah, I think it was the time. I mean, episode 2 wasn't bad, but episode 1's tribal was just so hype. Basically.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. We with the idol. I get it. I mean, obviously,
it wasn't as satisfying to see Helen go home for no reason at all and have Carolyn stay.
Well, yeah, I forget you guys hate Carolyn. It's a little bit different for me. I don't have a hatred for Carolyn, so it didn't cloud my judgment when looking at the episod. I feel like it might have clouded yours.
She's a good casting choice, bro. But
it seems so condescending when you say that, bro.
What did I say? That's
it may not cloud in my judgment because I'm just a higher being than you guys.
That's not what I said.
That's basically what you said.
I do YouTube videos and I have a lot of subscribers, so I clearly know more about the show than you guys.
What?
But it's okay. You guys are just casuals.
This is the definition of strawmanning an argument. You take an argument and make it a lot dumber.
Jokes on you. I don't know what strawman means. So.
If you listen, I'm explaining it right now.
Oh yeah, actually, Sky, we can't make fun of Spencer this month because it's Women's History Month.
Exactly.
And
I identify as a woman, so you know what? I cannot be made fun of, and it's also it was Black History Month last month too. So there's still some
runoff. Are you looking at my profile picture? I'm clearly a black.
There's some aftershocks from Black History Month that still exists, guys. So we're gonna need more respect. Please obey. Thank you very much. Continuing on. No, I mean, obviously getting back, you specifically, Sky goes back and forth, but Underdog and Bitter really don't like Carolyn. And they're not big fans. I made a video about this. I think it came out yesterday when we're filming this. But I basically, what I said in the video is she's objectively a great casting choice. There is objectively maybe a few better casting choice on this season, but you can count them on one hand. To say that in some way you wish she wasn't on the cast, I think that's silly compared to what we've gotten on 41 and 42, just a bunch of game bots, people who you don't really care about.
Well, that's not what I'm saying.
I think
I've
that
said this many times. I get the casting choice. I just hate her.
She's annoying. I don't need to hear her talk about, oh my god, I'm worried I'm gonna get voted out, man.
So what What would you prefer? Because obviously, if you have problems, you need solutions. What's your solution to this problem?
I don't know. Her getting voted out with an idol in her pocket and be pretty hype.
Jesus Christ. Maybe I'm just too logical here. You guys are very emotional with your thought process here.
No,
I'm basically just a robot, and you guys have feelings.
You are a robot.
Exactly.
You're not real.
I'm not real. I'm fake. So
Spencer is
what do you guys
actually
think?
an AI generated
I'm
thing.
a chat. Yeah, I'm basically chat GTP.
Like the Donald Trump
clone.
and Joe Biden videos.
Yes, exactly. I'm basically Hunter Biden. No, I mean, I just we can disagree. I mean, I enjoy Bitter because he at least is more outward with it. You guys kind of do it in a sly way. Bitter will just argue with me, like we'll have screaming matches. But I feel like the issue, the disconnect is like you guys connect her being annoying to like her wanting her to go. I don't.
Exactly.
I want her to stay because she's good TV, and you guys just don't like her, so you want her to go, and that's where
that makes sense.
The disagreement is.
I don't like her, so I don't want her to be on the show. I don't see how
right, and I find her to be. I'm pretty apathetic.
So, are you saying that you like watching Carolyn Wigger play the game of Survivor?
Yes.
That's
yes, and I don't think that that's a controversial or unpopular opinion.
You don't think that's a controversial opinion?
No.
Dog.
No.
Dog.
That I like watching Carolyn on the show. How is that a controversial opinion? That makes no sense.
Can you say
controversial correctly, please? It's not controversial.
Hold on. One at a time. But I can only take so many bad arguments.
Ladies, one at a time.
Go ahead.
You go, but Underdog. State your point.
Oh yeah. Like go if you genuinely feel like Carolyn, if you like Carolyn, watching Carolyn on the show, comment that. If you don't like watching Carolyn on the show, comment that. And I guarantee there will be more people.
I can just here. I got you. I put up a poll, and we can go right to the comments. That's it. We can go right to the comments. I got you.
In
the meantime,
I know your poll. I think she's a good casting choice, but that doesn't mean I don't think she's annoying.
The comments, all of a sudden he's backing his whole argument up. The comments talk about specifically how people like her as a casting choice and as a character on the show. Let me go to the community post. All right, so the actual poll itself was is she good casting or bad casting? Of course, 89% said good casting.
Yeah, and
I voted in that poll, by the way.
Comments say, I'm happy we have a player like Carolyn. We need more personality-based characters in Survivor instead of the same game bots every season. Now we need to find a way to bring back villains, which I think we can all agree. We are lacking in villains this season. There's no good villains except for... I mean, is Claire a villain on this season?
Danny Massa will become a villain.
Danny Massa.
Are you saying that Carolyn's going to be a villain?
What? Dude, oh my God! This is like that Kathy Newman interview with Jordan Peterson, where
oh my God,
he says something normal, and then she says, "So what you're saying is you want babies to die?" Basically,
no, I'm not saying.
What you're saying is you want puppies to get stabbed.
You said we need more villains, right? And we were talking about Carolyn.
No, this comment I'm reading off of the thing says that. What are you talking about?
My bad.
Brain dead.
Wait, can you say controversial?
What?
Say the word controversial. Oh my, bro, just say.
He says controversial.
Controversial.
No, it's controversial.
Controversial. Anyways, she's great casting, wacky, unpredictable, sweet, and I bet as the game moves on, she'll be more of a strategic player. Great casting.
Yeah, we know who commented that.
Hold
Finn
on.
Luck commented that, so it doesn't matter.
Great casting. Easily the best character on the season. She's legendary. I love crazy castaways like her, Debbie, and Coach. Honestly, I'd hate for her to go out pre-merge. So, again, this is just to simply prove a point that this is not an unpopular or controversial opinion at all. This is not some
YouTube comments really helps out the argument.
Well, dude, you can't make an argument and then back up as soon as the evidence presented. Are you going to switch now?
I've been saying this the entire time. Like, I get the casting, right? I just don't like her. I don't think that's a terrible.
You just
opinion.
said that my opinion that she should stay on the show is controversial, and then I just
that was Underdog.
Okay. Underdog.
Yo,
I'm throwing him under the bus right now.
You just said that my opinion that she should be on the show is somehow controversial. So I
think the opinion that people like watching her is controversial.
Yes, should stay on the show. Like watching her. That is not controversial at all. Hey, you know what?
Those are two different things. I think she was good casting.
You know what?
She was good casting.
You know what? You know what? No. I got you. Do you wait? Okay. You tell me how to phrase the question. I will let you decide. What is it?
What is he typing? Is he typing?
I'm making a poll.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Underdog. You're all silent
okay.
now. All of a sudden, what happened?
Yeah, I thought you were like gonna say something. Okay.
No. Go ahead.
So you want me to like phrase
Just
the question the way that I Yeah.
the question how you like it. This is how petty I am. God.
Do you find Carolyn to be enjoyable TV?
Do you find Carolyn to be enjoyable TV? I didn't change a syllable of that.
You know what?
We'll
The poll is going to be, right? People are going to say yes.
We just wait and see. That's it. Is it an unpopular opinion to say yes? Let's see. Post. All right. By the end of the podcast, we'll see who's the winner there. Moving on to me not being petty about my arguments. What do you guys think of Danny Massa? I think we can all agree he's
he
awesome.
could be my Massa.
He's a big W.
He could be your Massa, you said.
Yeah. The only thing I thought the floss was a little bit weird, but I'll let it slide.
Zesty, you know.
I'll let it slide.
The Green Tribe is just full of zest.
Maybe it's rubbing off on him.
Facts. I mean, see, the thing with Danny is what he seems like a hero, but he plays the game at least from what it seems like a player, not like some sort of like hero. I'm trying to think like passively like an Ozzy type. Like he seems to be a player who plays the game. And I think it speaks to them not just casting these like nerd like game bots, but like Danny. Like Danny's a real dude. Like he seems to me like a character who you can in some way relate to. Of course, none of us are going to be on Danny's level. I mean, Danny's like up here and we're like down all the way here. But one day I can somehow hope to be on Danny's level. What do you guys think of Claire, like our villain of the season?
I hope that she splits up Franny and Matthew.
Oh wow, okay. So you like Claire then? No?
Yeah, I'm cool with her.
Okay.
I don't like seeing people happy, you know. So I
think that kind of encapsulates your entire argument in one sentence. Go ahead, Underdog. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I feel like I don't really get how she's a villain yet. The only like villainous thing she's done is like say that Matt and Franny are gross. Which
I mean,
objectively
most like villains in Survivor history have just been people trying to play the game hard. But like, of course, when you get a bad edit, you're now a villain. That's just how it works. That's how.
I don't really even feel like she's getting a bad edit. She just like rolled her eyes.
They gave us a scene of young courtship, young love. And then they gave her the stinkiest look on her face.
That was just funny. Hey,
it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
I would have agreed. I agree with it.
No, it doesn't matter if you agree. I'm saying that was obviously a villain edit move. There's no way that they would give us a whole scene about how, oh, it's so quirky, blah, blah, ha, zesty, this and that. And then she's like, I don't get it. And it's just like the stinkiest look on her face. Just like, I hate them. Like
I do too. So I really relate to her.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, you can relate.
Besides being the whole black queer Jew, I don't relate to that. But other than that,
yeah, she seems to be like it's funny. I think from 43 and 44, you still have people who are woke on the cast, but when they come in the game, they kind of drop that stuff at the door, which is what I really like respect. Like in 41 and 42, they brought that stuff into the game. Whereas, and I feel like in these past few seasons, we really have seen them drop it out the door, no matter how woke they are. I mean, the wokest person was Carla, and she did not bring any of that into the game. She played the game just like a regular person. So I can definitely have respect for that. The last person I want to ask you guys about is Carson. What do you guys think of the mastermind, Carson?
Do I go first?
Yeah, go.
What I'll say about Carson is, first of all, I don't know what it is about him, but I just like want to beat him up every single time I see. Other than that, I like him though actually because I think he was the one that pointed out the whole like guys, this bag doesn't look the same as it was or whatever. And I also think he thinks that he's smarter than they actually. I get it, NASA. Oh, I'm smart. I don't know. He's cool, I guess. I think there's actually a chance he gets voted on the pre-merge because if the Purple Tribe goes back, and they vote off Sarah and they go back again, he's kind of screwed. But we'll see what happens.
I think Carson, he's being edited as like the mastermind. And I think to an extent that like has to be his place in the season. Like he's not going to be the hero. He's not going to be the villain. He has to be like the narrator, the mastermind. Although I do agree, like a guy like Christian seems so much more like relatable than Carson. He's kind of like he's kind of like a Christian like diet. You know, he's diet Christian.
Yeah, he's just not as relatable.
He's Christian Zero. He's Christian light. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's Christian on Bing. You know, it's just it's not the same.
Bing's crazy.
What do you guys have? Oh no, actually no. Hold on. First, let me finally kick off our second power rankings. We do things a bit differently than these other power ranking shows. We start at the bottom and work our way to the top. Save the best for last. We're going 15 through 1. 15 being the players who are just the worst in the game overall. The players who, at least to me, just don't really have it going on. They're probably going to go home soon, or they can't win, or they're goats. And one, of course, being like a winner pick, or someone who's really safe, or someone who could win a jury vote, something like that. At 15, the player who I think is in the most trouble is Kane. I think we like obviously it's tough because we don't have a lot of people here who are like definitely in trouble. We really only have 2, and one of them has been specifically shown to be in trouble, and that's Kane. Kane has been shown to be, I guess the better word is kind of just screwed. I mean, I think him and Gathew would be Gathew and Jamie would all be in the same vote. Same boat. If of course they all voted, but of course Jamie and Gathew were kind of smart enough in that moment. I think more Gathew. Jamie was just being a pussy, not voting. But Gathew was smart enough to not vote, even though he wanted to betray Brandon, to let the idol kind of flush its way out. And also Maddie goes home. It works out perfectly for Gathew, and it works out pretty decent for Jamie. Lauren kind of went under the radar, and Brandon saves himself. But Kane is the only one who gets screwed over because he just doesn't get the memo here not to vote. Honestly, imagine if Kane also didn't vote, and then it'd be 1-1, and then it's just like one vote on one vote, and then Brandon uses the idol or doesn't. Like it's just that's just insane. So yeah, to me, I really feel like the danger that Kane's in is really hard to get out of because I know Brandon is never going to trust him again. He may sway Gathew or somebody else, but I don't really believe in his social game enough for him to sway the entire tribe back to his side. Although maybe they just don't go again. We'll see. Who do you guys have at 15?
I actually agree somehow. I have Kane at 15. He's screwed if they go. The only reason I think he makes it past another round is if his tribe doesn't go to tribal council, because it's a pretty easy vote. Brandon doesn't trust him, and since Brandon is him, he's going to get everyone to vote off Kane. Simple as that.
Fair.
I have Jamie at 15. She's not really in as bad of a spot right now as Kane, but she's just so dumb and bad as a survivor. Like she just showed that she has absolutely no game sense. So I don't think she's gonna make it very far, and I think she physically can't make it very far because she's dumb.
That's fair. I just think like there's always the benefit of her being a woman. I mean that's always like just like a brownie points, and then obviously I
think
in
the pre-merge.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying like it's always just an extra little boost, and I think the biggest part of it is that she still has time to correct her game, although obviously she won't because she's a shitter at the game. She all of a sudden could go like and have a decent game. Kane is already in trouble. He's actively the next boot, or at least what seems like the next boot. So that is definitely scary for Kane. But of course, Jamie, horrible player, obviously, as we saw. She literally didn't vote because she was too scared to pick a side. I mean, just pathetic.
Not a good star player.
Yeah. At 14, I have Sarah. To me, Sarah is she probably is like a decent player. It is in a horrible spot. She just happened to lose her vote here. And I do think that like obviously they didn't show her telling anybody, but I think it probably got out to Carson, and that's part of the reason why he flipped, because he didn't want a 2-2 vote with him and I think it'd be Helen's vote against Carolyn, and then Carolyn and Jam, and then it's all types of ties and stuff. It's much easier to flip over. But the issue is like, how does she stay in her tribe if they go again? Because her best case scenario is flipping Carson back over to her side, because we kind of, I think we can all agree Carolyn and Carson and probably also Jam are all not going to go home in the pre-merge. One, because of their position, and two, because of their edits all really feel like long-term edits. So it really just leaves her as the only possible boot here, both gameplay wise and edit wise. So that's a horrible spot for her. And then on top of that, they're a weak tribe, so it's not like she can just win out. So I think she's really doomed from the start on this tribe. We'll see though. Who do you guys have in 14?
I mean, again, like we're just on the same wave level. Like I got Sarah also at 14.
Copycat.
I mean, no, well, she's the obvious boot, you know, because
Right.
she got blindsided because she lost
It
the
just
vote.
can't be Carolyn or Carson, and I'm gonna guess Yam Yam also. It probably couldn't be or Jam Jam.
Yeah,
Right,
it can't be Emil because you know Carolyn and Hembrook, you know, they're like tight, you know. They're
Yeah. Well, it's gameplay wise, but just edit wise, like Carolyn, I think we all agree. There's no way she's going home pre-merge with her edit. Carson also, there's no way he's getting this big like mastermind, whatever. I mean, maybe he's like the pre-merge like blindside, but that would be crazy. And then it just leaves Jam Jam, and it's like, do you really think Jam Jam goes pre-merge? Like, there's no way,
like,
right, with his edit. So
it's like Sarah,
right? So it leaves Sarah. Sarah's the only possibility.
She's got to go.
Honestly, looking back now, I kind of wish I put Sarah below Kane because her tribe's weaker than Kane's tribe. So I don't know.
I just feel like Kane's like a more obvious boot on this tribe than Sarah,
plus like in a vacuum, Sarah's a much better player than Kane is at the game. Number 14, Underdog.
I also have Sarah. It's
fair.
It's too obvious. And it sucks because I really don't think she's that bad of a player.
Yeah.
And if somehow she were to be able to last 3 more rounds and make it to merge, I feel like she'd be able to position herself in a much better spot, especially with her overpowered advantage.
Yeah.
But like the odds of that happening are so low that I can't justify the scoop up every advantage that was played.
Oh yeah. That's like I feel like we should start calling that like the garbage collector advantage. I don't know. Like I feel like we should get.
That's actually a good name.
You say it again.
That's a pretty good name. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, because like it feels like you're just picking up the trash for like the what is it? The trash collector advantage, some stupid thing like that. I feel like it's really overpowered because if we understand it right, you get to pick up all of the advantages played at one tribal. But what if there's 3 idols played? Do you get 3 idols or do you get 1?
I know.
Do you get 3 idols?
There's no way.
Do you get to use it after?
But like, also, what are the odds of like them playing 3 idols in the same tribal and her like knowing that?
But that's not the question that you have to ask yourself as a production member. Like the question you have to ask is, if that actually happened, that's broken. The whole game's broken. Like she has 3 idols, that's broken. I mean, obviously it can't happen like that. So
I mean,
I really highly doubt that you get all 3. You probably get to pick like the idol or something like that.
Well, I got a question. Do you play it after the advantages are used or before?
Well, obviously,
I would have to think it'd be before.
Obviously, before. There's no way it's after. Come on.
I mean, because it's like, okay, if you're only gonna pick up 1, it's like, does it really like make a difference?
If like after, imagine if we're right, or if you guys are right in it, it's actually all the advantages, and you can play it after their plays. So like you see three idols played, and you collect everything after.
I know it's overpowered.
That would be so overpowered.
I have to believe it's before. There's no way production.
Definitely before.
Stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
production's done a lot of stuff. So
yeah, Hourglass is one thing that comes to mind here, and also like doing the prices right in the middle of Survivor. So I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. We're on 13 for Underdog, or is it 13 for me?
13 for you.
All right, I'll do my 13-12 together, as will you guys. I have Matt and Franny together here. I put Matt below Franny at 13 just because I think Matt's gotten more of a boot edit, whereas in Franny's gotten more of like a strategy, like good player edit, and Matt's gotten more of like a story. Usually the strategy does last out because stories can always leave. The strategy in the game is what keeps people at the end of the day. Although I think they're pretty much interchangeable, and I wouldn't be absolutely shocked if Franny goes home instead of Matt. Although Matt is getting a little bit of a long-term arc, maybe of like, you know, like a self-improvement arc. But then again, it could just be like a pre-merge self-improvement arc. So
it's so true.
It's tough.
My turn?
When I stop talking, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, you know what? You're a little... so I actually have Franny at 13, but I don't got Matthew or Blankenship. I got Jamie at 12 because, Underdog said so eloquently, she is just not good at Survivor. She's terrible at the game. She's probably a GOAT, honestly. She's probably a top 5 GOAT potential in this season, but that means she's not going to win, and I don't think anyone respects her. So I got her at 12, and then I got Franny at 13 because I feel like they'd vote her out over Blankenship if it came down between the two of them. So.
Yeah, I tend to agree. That's why I have Franny at 13, and I don't have Matt at 12. I have Josh at 12.
So you guys think Franny just has a bigger you think Matt has gotten more content and that's why you guys
I think is there was one confessional where Claire was like, I think Franny is really stupid for spending all that time. Matt, it makes me feel like the end result of this is going to be that Franny is the one who gets punished for this.
No one was putting the blame on Mr. Matthew.
I actually agree with you. The only reason I have them together is because it could be either for all me. It really could be either for all me.
Yeah, but that confessional just seems like they're setting it up to be Franny's the one who gets the short end of the stick.
Maybe Claire just hates women, honestly, and that's where it all stems from.
But she likes women, so.
I know, but she wants to make sure the other women can't be happy.
That would be based. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be crazy.
And then at 12, I have Josh because we literally haven't heard anything from him since 5 minutes into the premiere when he said the Green Tribe's doing well and I hope we keep winning. So I
really got anything from him.
I have literally no idea what's going on, but I don't.
Yeah, that's really the only dark spot of the season. No pun intended.
Oh,
is that he really has had no edit, zero edit, not any content. I don't like when we don't know about somebody and we really don't know about him or Heidi at all. You know,
we know a little bit about Heidi from when
we know that she can make a fire.
Yeah, that's it. But
that's a little bit more than we know about Josh.
I get it, but that's nothing. I mean, compared to someone like Matthew, Carson, and Yam Yam, and Massa, and Lauren, and Franny, and Matt. Compared to them, that's nothing. You got one scene, nothing. Come on. So yeah, we'll see.
So true.
I actually, is it my turn for my 11? Right.
11.
Yeah. I have Jamie. We kind of already talked about her. Let's go to your 11, Sky.
I got Mr. Dr. Joshua purpled. Nothing really to know about him. Maybe he's just the easy boot if Green goes, so they don't have.
You just have to believe that Josh gets that Josh gets booted pre-merge. Right? There's no way he gets the merge post-merge with this edit, this abysmal edit.
So true.
Yeah, there's absolutely zero chance.
Good
Plus
take.
That. I mean, he's obviously gotten one confessional, but that one was him kind of saying our tribe's doing great. I'm all for our tribe. So what if he got blindsided and then
that's his tribe was
or whatever?
Whoa, he didn't like his tribe that much.
I feel like if the vote's like that, then it's probably just everyone versus Josh. It's probably gonna be a 5-1 vote there. I really wish that they do a tribe swap after this boot next. But
they're not gonna.
Yeah, it sucks. It just sucks, but it's whatever.
Is this the longest they've gone without tribe swaps in consecutive seasons?
Yeah, I mean, even 3. Survivor Africa had a tribe swap, but that was only 3 seasons in, so I think so.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's been 4 seasons now straight that haven't had a tribe swap.
It just feels like such a good thing for the game. I don't know why they decided to go away from it. But whatever.
Swaps. It's funny because Jeff's argument is well, people in the past didn't like it, and then we had swaps, and now we don't. And he tries to confuse you into agreeing with him. But the point that we're making is just because we let's say for example hated the hourglass twist, whatever, doesn't mean that we're gonna hate every twist. And even when we hate a twist, it could be a good twist, a bad twist, but the hourglass is objectively bad. There's no opinion on that. It's an objectively bad twist. The tribe swap can be debated. So to me, it's Jeff tries to make an argument about things that are objective and not subjective. And for me, the tribe swap cannot be compared to something as abysmal as the hourglass or the Price is Right, twist or whatever. It's just also stupid. Oh my God. Yeah, we'll see. We got number 11 for you, Underdog.
Yeah, I have Kane at 11. I get what you guys are saying
high.
about. Yeah, I get what you guys are saying about having him at 15th. I just get a gut feeling that he's going to be able to weasel his way out of this. I don't think he's long for the game, but I feel like he's not completely dead in the water because he seems somewhat at least aware.
Is there anyone
of the situation?
Yeah. I mean, but to me, it's besides Sarah, is there anyone who's more dead in the water than Kane? Is there anyone else? To me, the answer is no. I mean, Franny and Matt are a close call, but no.
Fair, yeah. But I think he does show some sort of game ability, which we just we haven't had the opportunity to see from like Franny or Matt or Josh because they haven't had to have any strategy.
Right.
So.
Sure. I mean, and up until the vote, he was playing he was in a really good spot on his tribe, which we do have to give him credit for here. He just happened to be the only person not to think of a new innovative strategy of not voting at the first tribal wasteland or shot in the dark. So I mean, it's tough.
Like with Sarah, he just got put in kind of an unfortunate spot.
Yeah, he did. He didn't do anything objectively wrong. I mean, maybe he should have communicated better and found out that no one else is going to vote. But it's whatever.
It's not his fault that Jamie's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what would have been kind of cooler is if instead of voting for Brandon, because it was 3 eligible votes, what if he knew that ahead of time by actually talking to his allies, and then he split the vote 1-1-1, and then now it's a revote, and there's there's much more confusion rather than putting both votes on Brandon, and now Brandon knows every single person voted for him. I don't know. I feel like just not communicating with your allies and not knowing that every single person wasn't going to vote except for you and Maddie is not a good thing, and that's why I have him so low. But I get it. Number 10, I have Brandon. I don't know how he got up this high. Obviously, Brandon is cool. Like, we all like him, but at the end of the day, like, he put a giant target on his back, and I think if they go again, Brandon could be a really good candidate for like a big blindside, quote unquote, whatever. I think Kane's the easy vote, but if there's no easy vote, then I think it goes to Brandon. I think if it's not Brandon, if it's not Kane, it's Brandon. If it's not Brandon, it's Kane. And so he's kind of the second boot here. He doesn't have the add-on anymore, so there's no danger, and obviously he's a giant physical threat for the merge. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, my turn. Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
At a number 10, I don't have anyone yet, so hold up. I got Heidi at number 10 because I don't know anything about her besides she's can make a fire, and that's it.
Number 10 for underdog.
I have Matthew Blankenship at 10.
Blankenship.
Yeah, he's on that Zest train. I do feel like he's more likely to survive than Franny, but also, like, even if he does survive, I don't think he'll be in a great spot. We haven't been shown like anything about him other than, one, he got out of a breakup and he's depressed, and 2, he has the hots for Franny for some reason. So
he's simping for Franny. That's nuts, bro.
Crazy.
Me personally, I would not partake in that action. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally, though. You know what I'm saying? Each to their own, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Spencer would go for like Claire or something.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. All right, let's look at our number 9s here. I have Josh. In fact, you know what? 9 and 8. I have Josh and Heidi, the 2 people who have no edits. I don't have anything bad to say about them. But if you don't have an edit, you don't have a story. You don't really have a place in the season. So it's tough. Number 8, 8 and 9 for you, Scott.
Well, my number 9 is Matthew Blankenship because he doesn't. I think it's really under. No one was talking about it. He doesn't got to vote for the first 2 tribal councils. Like, he can't vote in the first 2 tribal councils, which means if he even goes to 2 tribal councils, which I think might not happen because his tribe is so good. There's only 5 people voted in the first one, and there's only 4 people voted in the second one. So that could become a problem for him, especially if they do gun for Franny and him. And then at number 8, I got Carson because I feel like, there's a world where, Sarah gets voted out, and because Purple Tribe sucks, they go back, and it's only Carson, Yamil, and Carolyn, and it's like, well, you're gone, Carson.
L, take an L, you suck. Yeah. No, I get it.
I got, blank.
Wait, so you have Yam Yam at 8? That's crazy.
No, I said I had Carson at 8.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Yam Yam at 8.
No,
I was like,
I said were Yamil and Carolyn.
I mean, Carson's pretty awesome. I mean, I have spoiler. I have Carson higher than Yam Yam right now. So yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
Number 8 and 9 for you, underdog.
Okay, so you're not gonna like this pick, but I have Wigger at 9.
Oh no! Oh no!
She's not good.
Sorry. Hold on. For our audience, for anyone who may not know, obviously some people don't know. Wigger is Carolyn. It's her last name pronounced incorrectly for comedic reasons. Go ahead.
And she's just. I don't feel like she's good at the game. She has an idol, and she was like horrible at covering it up. So like obviously there's suspicion on her. I feel like she got lucky because I don't really feel like it was her that saved herself. I feel like she just got lucky that Carson decided to like flip.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So
But,
like,
I mean,
I feel like she has like long-term potential, but I just don't think she's good enough at the
Well-
game to warrant like me putting her in a super high spot.
So like
Well-
you didn't say anything wrong. It's just like at the end of the day, position is important, and she's in a great one. She has an ally. She's in a tribe of 4 people. She cannot go home pre-merge.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but like being number 9 in the power rankings means you're still gonna make the merge, and you're gonna still survive a
Fair,
few
fair.
rounds in the merge.
Well,
I mean,
the-
that's fair.
The crazy thing is, no one thinks she has idol. Everyone thinks she's too stupid to find it. I think
Right,
Brandon
and
actually thinks
I
he
think
flushed it with the Helen vote. I think he thinks Helen had it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm so good at Survivor. I just flushed
Wait,
idol."
did he say that at some point in the episode, or is it just like you're just?
He said in
guessing?
an episode where he said, "I think Helen has the idol."
Oh,
and
does he?
Probably racist.
Bruh. Dude,
but-
there's
yeah.
I was checking my comments and like some comments for some other Survivor like YouTubers. There's some pretty big pretty big Helen hog riders out there. Really,
Helen has a hog.
Well, I don't know. Does
Bruh.
she?
Helen Hog
You tell
Riders
me.
is crazy, bro.
A hog riders is crazy. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's like I didn't know Helen had a fan base like that. I don't know. What has she done to earn a fan
It's
base?
because she's an under the radar queen.
I don't know. Maybe she was the most attractive female in the season. Let me look at the cast. Hold up.
Definitely not.
probably
Have you seen the
true.
cast?
I'm trying to see. I said, well, there's not like
I mean,
there's
the
not too many,
the
so
cast
I'm
is
trying to-
not the best looking, but Helen, have you seen Helen?
I have seen Helen. Hold on, let me see.
Well, hold on. Helen outside of the game with makeup on is much better than Helen on Survivor. with makeup
It's
on.
going on her.
Jesus Lord. It's
Let
a
me
whole
see. Let me look at the cast real quick. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it's Sarah Wade. I don't even think it's close
Whoa,
to
whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, I
whoa,
got to
whoa.
agree with him there. I got to agree with him.
What?
Who's
What are you
better
supposed-
looking?
Sky, who do you think it is?
It's just like
it clear?
a tie for last between all of them. Hold on.
Everyone's tied.
Sky
for
thinks
fifth-
that
for fifth
Kane
place.
is number 1.
Kane
No,
is
no.
okay.
Kane thinks kids are number
This
one.
is more of a outcast, podcast topic. Let's go on to the number 7.
Wait. I didn't give my number 8. I have Heidi at number 8 because
Okay.
like
Good
she's
boy.
super mid, and 8 is the exact middle position on the power ranking. So I feel like it makes perfect
Fair.
sense.
That's
No.
so true.
It's 15 people.
Yeah, so 8 is the middle.
Oh
spot.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
7
yeah,
people
yeah.
below
Math,
her,
math is
7
hard.
people above her.
Math is hard. Math is hard. Anyway, so moving on to number 7. We're now in the home stretch here. Claire, I got Claire. She is in somewhat control of her tribe from what we've seen, at least to some extent, and she has a couple, which is the easiest target in modern day Survivor. With that being said, she can't win. I mean, her edit's already stinky as a mug, so I mean, there's no chance for her to win now. So I mean, it's whatever. We'll see.
True. So true.
Number 7.
Number 7 for me. Number 7 is Emil. He's kind of there right now, but he is in the majority, and I don't think he goes home over Sarah or Carson. So I think he's got unless he doesn't, screw everything up. I think he's got a pretty clear path to the merge, so that's always good. But I don't think he's gonna win. But I think he's safe for a while. So 7 is his placement.
Dog?
7, I have Lauren. She didn't get
Okay.
the greatest edit episode 1. She does have her advantage, which is
I have
nice.
I have
But
Lauren next actually, so go ahead and talk for both of us.
Yeah, I feel like she doesn't have a whole lot of social capital. Now, granted, it's a good thing that she didn't get a vote, even when she was very much in a targetable position in episode
Yeah.
1. But I also don't think her positioning within her tribe is really that great.
But see, I think her only issue is that that little conversation that happened between Claire, because now she has an enemy if she gets in the merge, and Claire, someone who doesn't really trust her that much. And then of course Gathi doesn't trust her also, and now that the whole tribe doesn't really trust her. I'm curious to know like how much do they know about the advantage? I'm guessing that they don't know what she has. But I definitely don't think that they have fallen for the fact that she just lost her vote. They probably think that she has something, but maybe after her not voting, they do actually believe that she just lost her vote. But it is really so curious. Also, let's just take a break from the power rankings. Apparently, these cage idols. So there's like a fake one and a real one. Apparently, the fake one from each tribe is the real one for the other tribe, and it's like. Each tribe has
It can't be
one.
how it is since there's 3. If there's
No,
only
no,
2
no,
tribes,
it does, Sky. So
How?
hold on. I think it's like the orange's fake one is the purple tribe's real one, and the green's fake one is the orange's tribe real one.
Oh,
and the purple's fake one
I
is
thought you
the
meant like the
green's tribe
actual
real
like design of them. Like,
no. Yeah, because it's like different materials and
Oh.
stuff. Yeah, so like
Hmm.
each tribe's fake one is a different tribe's real one, so it's gonna be confusing at the merge for sure.
I'll say this: I have Lauren at next, by the way, too. So
Okay, cool. Awesome.
we all just kind of.
So number 6 for underdog.
6, I have Let's Go Brandon.
Okay. Okay.
W.
All right.
I feel like the two things that are really working in his favor right now are, one, that he doesn't have an idol anymore, and everybody knows that. So that threat is like out of the way. And also that Maddie was really the person that was mostly targeting him, and she's out.
Yes, true.
So
True.
I feel like those two things are really working in his favor, and I feel like he should be able to improve his social spot from here.
Fair. I mean, honestly, I really can't argue with any of that. Number, was it 5 for me, or is it 5?
Yeah.
I have who you guys would say is my biggest, inspirer. You know what I'm saying? She just really inspires
She
me to go out.
inspires you to do drugs?
She yes, exactly. You got it right. It's Carolyn. It's Carolyn. She is at number 5. Okay. In all seriousness, she obviously, I think we kind of actually got to a point of agreement on this earlier, where she's just like, like she's not the best player. She's obviously plays the game emotionally. She's not going to make a giant big move unless it falls into her lap. With that being said, she has an ally. She's on a tribe of 4, and the other person in the tribe has now flipped over to her side. She has a solid alliance, and the worst that can happen is that it's 2-2. And I guarantee you, Yam Yam would go to Rocks. Carson would not go to Rocks for Sarah Wade. So, I mean, come on now. I mean, she's guaranteed merge, and her edit is probably guaranteeing her probably to the second half of the merge. So we'll see. What do you guys think of your number 5s?
My number 5. Let me see what my number 5 is. Number 5 for me is Massa. So he's got a pretty good edit so far. He's got the idol. I don't know one on his tribe. They did say like, oh, he's looking for idol maybe, but like nothing really ever bad happened. It's not like Claire was saying Franny's a freaking idiot for being with Matthew. No one's done anything like that. I think he's in a pretty good spot.
You saw,
and he's the most physical guy in this tribe, probably, or maybe Josh. I don't know. It's a kind of like tie between them. So I think he probably will not get targeted if they do go to tribal council. So yeah.
Basically just die. Anyways, so now we have number 5 for underdog.
My number 5 is Claire. I don't really think that she's getting that bad of an edit. Like, I feel like she's the main strategic, or she's going to end up being like the main strategic voice for her tribe. And I feel like she's being set up to, if not win the game, at least make a deep run. So that's why I put her at 5.
Yeah, well, you're wrong.
Fair. No, fair. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
What do you think of wait, no, is it my number 4 now?
It's
number
4.
Jam. I mean, kind of for the same reason that Carolyn's here. The reason I have Jam higher is because Jam is clearly a better player than Carolyn. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. So yeah, that's it. Number 4 for you.
My number 4 is I can't believe that she is as high. But maybe I do believe she's as high because she was high a bunch of times in her life previously. But at number 4, I do have Carolyn. I think
she was high a bunch of times.
Actually, a bit afraid she might win it because why would they put the first?
Yeah, but
it's
just
TV show is
the question is, are they going for the obvious Tony from Cagayan, Tommy from 39 type of edit, or are they going for just obviously a fake out for
you see this picture? This is me right now. I'm in disbelief. You see,
yeah, Brandon with his hair. Yeah,
but it's I feel like she has to make merges. No, she doesn't, right? Because of the whole her edit and the first shot of the season's her face.
She's guaranteed, not only merge, but she has to make it at least through the first 3 or 4 episodes of the merge, right? I mean, do we all agree? I mean, I think we can all agree. There's no way she's a merge boot, right?
Yeah, I think so.
She can't be.
I mean, and she's got an idol, which definitely contender for worst player to have an idol ever. But she go home with it, but that is always there, that she doesn't have an idol and no one thinks she has it because everyone thinks she's too stupid to find it. So
yep. Yeah, I think what she has going for her is her position, her jury chances, and her story. With that being said, overall her as a player is just not good enough to win the game, period.
Oh yeah, big time.
Number 3, right? Or is it 4?
No, I have to give 4.
Go ahead.
I'm with Spencer here. I have Yam Yam at 4. I mean, he's in a good position on his tribe, but like he was definitely reliant on Carson flipping over the last tribal, and I don't really know why he was like willing to put his life on the line for Carolyn, but whatever.
I mean, it worked out, and he must have known something we don't, because at the end of the day, like right now, he has a strong alliance of 3. But whereas if he flipped on Carolyn, he simply would have just been one person against this big alliance.
Yeah,
Helen,
that's true.
Sarah, and all that. So yeah.
That's a good point. I feel like he's definitely gonna make a deep run, and he seems pretty decent at the game through 2 episodes. But I don't think anyone would really let him get to final tribal. I feel like they'd have to vote him out.
I agree. Whereas, I feel like they like could like just not like kind of forget about Carolyn and be like, oh well, she's stupid, she didn't play good. Like Yam Yam, there's no way that they're like he's gonna be like the person they're all like, we can't link it to him. He has a great story, blah blah blah. So
yeah, because he lives in Puerto Rico, which sucks, and like,
bruh. Anyways, number 3, Massa. He has an idol. He's in a decent spot in his tribe, and he hasn't caused any problems. He has not been, targeted by anybody. I mean, he's in a great spot here right now. I mean, at this point, I was considering putting him at 1. There's just people who have shown that they're better at the game than him at this point, and we don't know how he is at the strategical game. But at the end of the day, he has an idol, and he's not being targeted.
Like, so true.
Sorry, that's just that's a great spot to be in after the 2nd episode. Especially in a season that has no swap, he's guaranteed probably merge at this point. We'll see though. Number 3 for you.
Let me see. Number 3 for me is Claire.
Wow, she's really high.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, so if she does end up being like this villain type figure, right? I mean, they don't normally go out pre-merge. I mean, like
they go out at the merge. Like,
yeah, well, she's guaranteed merge, so there you go.
You have her at 3. How can she go at the merge in 12th place and you have her at 3?
Oh, she's not going to go home with the merge.
Wow. Okay. I would put money on that. Like to the idea that Claire will go out before, let's say, 9th place.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that she is going to last more than 9th?
Yes.
I also think she will.
I think that she will go out in the next. She'll go out, and so is it episode 2 right now? So then she'll go out before episode 8.
Okay.
Fair. All right. We'll just have to see.
Number
she's
3
a
so I really
underdog. Is it?
Yeah, I have Carson at 3.
Okay.
I think I don't really understand the move to flip on Helen, but I don't think he's going to face a lot of feedback for it.
See, I think for him, I totally understand it. At first, I didn't, but now that I really have thought about it and made several videos on it now, I get it. Like, he wants to flip with the worst players. He's playing with players who are not as good at the game. Like, Helen and Sarah would stab him in the back so quickly, whereas in Jam Jam and Carolyn, I don't think do it as quickly and as efficiently as Helen and Sarah could at a merge scenario at, let's say, final 8.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I think. I mean, I don't think he's going to face any repercussions from it anyways. I mean, I think Sarah's not going to be too happy with him, but I feel like he's still going to be in a pretty good spot. Yeah. And I think his edit is pretty long-term, so I think he's in a great position right now.
Yeah, this thing, like Sarah has to go because Sarah's going to hate him. Sarah's going to be like, he's a snake. He tricked all blah, blah. Like, Sarah's going to hate him, which makes me think even more that she has to go for the merge. There's no way that they let her stay. Specifically, Carson lets her stay because she's going to hate Carson so much. So
who is?
Sarah, the person.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. My bad.
Bruh. Anyways, so continuing on with life. Number 1 and 2 for me. At number 2, I have Carson. 1, I have Gathu. The reason that Gathu beats out Carson here is because we've seen Gathu actively play the game well, be in mostly control of his tribe, and then kind of keep the target off of his back by creating a whole new strategy. I mean, at this point, he's played the best game that you can play in 2 episodes. I mean, he's basically created a strategy, possibly the new meta, so we'll see. I don't know. It's iffy. The reason Carson is below Gathu is because Carson, in some weird turn events, could get blindsided. Maybe like, let's say, Like, yeah, exactly. Like, let's say what Carolyn and Yam grab Sarah and blindside Carson. It would be nuts. The edit wouldn't really make sense. Whereas in Gathew, literally cannot get blindsided. I mean, who's going to get together? Brandon and Lauren? Like,
yes.
No, come on. It's not going to happen. So
All Black
Gathew's
Alliance going back
literally
for season 44.
guaranteed. Gathew's guaranteed to the merge quite literally. Whereas in Carson, we feel like is almost a shoo-in for the merge. Two different things. One is more safe. Go ahead.
Me? Oh, so
No. Underdog. Like, anyways.
Number 2, I got Gathew. Okay.
Fair.
He's positioned himself very well in the game, even though maybe his arm's healed by now. There's confessionals with him where his arm isn't in a sling, but it's like he can tell us after that happened. So his arm's probably fine now. But, all of his tribe likes him, it seems like. And he didn't make any clear lines because he didn't vote very smartly in the first tribal council. So he can kind of go wherever he wants to go, wherever the votes, go.
Yeah.
And at number 1, if you,
honestly, like the only knock against Gathew is like what he said at the challenge. That was stupid. But
I thought you were going to say something else. He's gay. That was like, whoa.
Bro, what?
Anyway, number 1, if you've been
this is what
the
the Twitter people think like our podcast would be like. He's just gay, so I hit him like, bro, chill.
Yeah. So, and everyone who's paying attention to my list, you already know
Massa.
who it's going to be. No, I already said Massa.
Oh, is it
It's Brandon? It's
Brandon?
Yeah, it's Brandon.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at you.
Did you forget that? Look at this picture. Hold on. Brandon happens to be him, so
Who
it
is
doesn't
Tim
matter.
Brandon?
Huh?
Why are you a full Tim Brandon supporter?
Because time didn't fit in the thing, so I had to shorten it down. There's too many letters or something like that. So
why don't you just make full time one word and then you can fit it all in?
Yeah, or just remove the parentheses and put a dash or something.
Yeah, instead.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
so.
you're an idiot. Anyways, explain why Brandon is number 1 in your power rankings after.
There we go.
Jesus Lord, go ahead.
So really, if I'm being real, he shouldn't be number 1 in my power rankings.
What? So then, why is he number 1 in your power rankings?
Because he's always gonna find a way. You know what I'm saying? He's always gonna find a way. You're laughing now, but Underdog put Gabler number 1 last season, and you laughed at him. Okay, so I don't want to hear it. All right, but yeah, he's him. He's always gonna find a way out.
What is
what was that? Did you play a boom sound effect?
Yeah, what are you doing, bro? What kind of pick is that, bro?
That's a zesty off pick right there.
No, it isn't.
Brandon at number 1, even though Brandon, in your words, is not supposed to be at number 1. I just.
But a lot of people
cannot write the stuff.
He's not supposed to be here, but he is here because he's him. He always is going to find a way to the top.
Me and Underdog disagree on so much in this game, but that is one thing we can agree on: is that is the dumbest.
Look at Underdog's profile picture.
Jesus Lord. Okay, well, yeah, he's talking about a different Brandon. You know, he's talking about a different Brandon.
No, he isn't.
I'm a Brandon fan, but that doesn't mean that's not the same thing.
He's not blinded.
Brandon Hogrider.
I'm a Brandon Hogrider.
What? And on that note, let's go on to the Survivor Universes. What's going on in the sky?
Bro,
he didn't even give his picks
yet. What are you talking about?
I'm about to get out of here with that hog riding self-admitted. Go ahead.
Okay, so at 2, I have Massa. I feel like he's in a good spot. He hasn't had any negative content, and he has an idol. So I feel like he's set up to be in a good for a good deep run. And also, I feel like in recent, like the last 3 seasons, like the edit hasn't been obvious for the winner.
Okay.
He's not getting an obvious winner's edit, so that maybe makes me think that he's like actually going to be a winner.
You're talking about Danny?
Yeah.
I think Danny's pretty obvious. I mean, at this point, Danny has a squeaky clean edit, no?
Yeah, but he's not one of like the top contenders. I feel like.
I think
like a Carson or a Yam, something. I think
he's right there with him. He has a squeaky clean edit. It's perfect right now.
Well, then maybe that's even more evidence that he's going to win the season. But he's not number 1. Number 1, I have Gathew. Like you said, he's in a great spot, but also the thing he said at the challenge was super dumb. Because then they literally showed the next scene. The Purple Tribe was like, "Well, how are we supposed to beat a guy who practices in his own backyard?"
Yeah, yep.
And that's like
people
totally going to go into the merge with a threat.
Like
completely
sometimes, like the smallest little push. It takes the smallest push at the merge for people to be like, you know what? Well, let's go after Gathew. And so like now the whole game is like formed around like going after Gathew, and will it happen or will it not? But you don't want that to be the first thing in people's heads is like, oh yeah, Gathew is that guy. Like He was that.
I worry that like there's a small chance he could have an Ellie trajectory, but I don't really think that's gonna happen.
I mean, it's just about managing your threat level, and that is definitely not how you manage your threat level. You to manage your threat level, you just don't make enemies. Like, don't make any enemies and don't say anything stupid. He hasn't made any enemies at this point. He just has said some stupid stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And
also, I got the cumulative rankings, like combined between all three of us.
I really hope I made Brandon stop.
So I will just say, my top 6 is in the exact same order as the cumulative top 6. So I have objectively the best rankings here.
Wrong. Anyways, go ahead.
Brandon is in first place, but go ahead.
Wrongo.
Okay, 15 is Sarah. Okay. 14 is Kane. Tie for 13 and 12, Jamie and Franny. Okay. Tie for 11 and 10, Matt, Blankenship, and Josh. 9 is Heidi. 8 is Lauren. 7 is Carolyn. 6 is Brandon.
Yes.
5 for 4 and 5 at Claire and Yam Yam.
Cannot believe y'all goofy ass have Brandon in front of Carolyn in the game. How?
It was probably my fault because I put him at 1. So
but just the fact that this somehow ended up like that is ridiculous. What?
You're welcome, Brandon.
Carson is 3, Massa is 2, and Gathu is 1.
All right. Yeah, I mean, aside from the Carolyn being literally Carolyn, a person who's guaranteed at least probably to place at the very worst 9th place, versus a guy who has a giant threat level and could very well go home literally next episode. It's just very silly. I don't know. That's very silly.
Brandon.
What's going over there in the Skylander universe?
Besides Brandon glazing, I do have a video coming out sometime this spring break. So check that. Okay. Also, I should also probably have a Survivant video. I know, right? Video coming up pretty soon, maybe the next day or 2. So.
Okay, and Underdog, is there anything happening in your universe? I know it's always iffy. I don't know.
No, there's not.
Is there any? Could there be anything in the future that could possibly come? Like, what would it take for you to make some content for the people?
It would take puppies landing on Mars.
So definitely not likely.
What about baseball, Underdog? What are we gonna get a baseball?
I haven't posted on my baseball channel in over a year either. Yeah. I don't think that's coming back either.
Now, for those who are considering leaving right now, we still have a few more minutes left because I did not forget about this poll that we set up earlier in the podcast.
Oh no, I saw it.
Obviously, I basically let Underdog frame it exactly how I want to. You can word it exactly how you want to. And the argument was over whether or not finding Carolyn enjoyable TV, thinking that is the case, is an unpopular opinion. He said it was unpopular. He's wrong. 84% of people find Carolyn to be enjoyable TV. What do you have to say for yourself, Underdog?
All right, well, that still leaves 16% of people.
Oh, my God. And on that note, guys, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, because it's free, it's easy, and it really helps out the channel. That's what I'll talk to you guys in the next one.